Gemini, the twins, dual energies as one. They see the details and the big picture when they meet with Sagittarius Sun. So stand in your power, listen to your stories, and rewrite them from within. Connect with others, explore new worlds, and let curiosity always win. Are you ready to make a genuine, intentional change? Welcome to the Magic is Messy podcast. Sisters and misters, witches and wizards, welcome back to all the freaks and geeks and mega rad peeps out there in airwave land. My name is Kitty D. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee, and you are awesome. Thank you so much for sharing these vibes with me. If it's your first time here, welcome. It's great to have you as a part of the Magic is Messy collective. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're a returning listener, my heart goes out to you. High fives, good vibes. Cheers to all of you. Cheers to all of you that reached out, sent some vibes, shared your altars, shared your tarot spreads, rocked a reading with me, or just simply shared this corner of the interwebs, little kitty corner of the interwebs with your witchy friends. For all of you that are jamming to this moon-minded podcast, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate your energy, and I'm so very, very glad you are here. Okay, I have a lot of information to get through, sisters and misters, witches and wizards, to all the boys, girls, diamonds, and pearls. A lot of information to get through, and if it feels a little piecemeals, if it feels like mental pinball, that's cool. That's cool because that is what the Gemini full moon is about to do for all of us. So if I'm ping-ponging this way, that way, all the ways, that is just because I am plugged into the Gemini vibes, babies. I myself am a rising Gemini, so I'm feeling this moon. So I will do my best, as always, take what you need and the rest you can leave. But I will do my best to give you some rad energy of what's going on, how to plug into it, some altar correspondence, some rituals, this, that, and all of the things that a full moon can bring. Dig it? Dig it. All right. Full moon Gemini. Oh my, oh my. The last full moon of the Gregorian calendar year, my dears. So it is definitely a mental review style moon, right? Kind of a, for me, take what you need and the rest you can leave, as always. The new moon in Sagittarius is where I make my resolutions or make my, I point my arrow, so to speak. And we are in the sun season of Sagittarius, the bow hunting centaur. And when the full moon in Gemini comes to vibe, we are being given a space to communicate, a space to put all of the information that we've gathered into a bigger picture puzzle. So on December 4th, Thursday, December 4th at 5:13 CST, we will peak in the sign of the twins. So cheers to this culmination lunation earth sandwich celebration. Booze, ooze. Now, personally, take what you need, the rest you can leave. This moon, even more so than Taurus, the last full moon we just had. I'm a sun Taurus, but I'm a rising Gemini. Even more so than the Taurus full moon, which is all about luxury, baby, ooh, and pleasure and sensuality. This is my absolutist, most favoritist moon of all. And the reason for that is because, like I said, it is kind of a mental declutter moment moon. It is a time to clear your brain browser, so to speak. It is a time to let's go inbox 0. So you can clear it all out. We just got out of shadow season. We just got out of Scorpio. We are still kind of working within the Scorpio moon phase because we have the new moon in Scorpio into the full moon of Gemini, which it's a little off kilter than your usual cosmic timing. So if you're working with the moon, we're still with Scorpio intentions. If you're working with the sun, we're feeling the Sagittarius season. And if you just got done with some shadow work, I applaud you. I live for the applause. I applaud you, boo, for being honest with yourself, being honest with your shadow, being willing to take a look at the dirty, dingy, nasty, damn Friday, gonna get a little bit dirty, looking at all of that shit, your self-hating inner talk. Because then, if you did look at that shit legit, and you've been working on getting rid of it, You have now created space for the Gemini full moon and Sagittarius sun season to bring you and give you a space of growth through expansion, through exploration, through communication with not just yourself, because that's the vulnerable shadow side, but now with the world. It is time to bring your message forward, right? Think about them twins, chitty chatting, kitty catting. So the Gemini Sag, we're just going to call it Sag to shorten it up a little bit. The Gemini Sag opposition vibe is and always will be, always has been motherfucking electric to me. That big breath of fresh air after the Scorpio blows and the ahas and the woes. Whoa. Tell me more. And that's exactly what Gemini is doing. The twins, being a mutable air energy, are all about talking and communication and messages. The mutable air energy is a quick, fast, chatty, kitty catty type of a vibe, right? Mutable means adaptable, willing to change. And air stands for the swords in the tarot. And they are like your mental mindset, your headspace capacity, so to speak. And they also include the words that we seek and the messages we speak, because words are spells. That's why it's called spelling. Words are super, super, super powerful. Just remember that. Gemini energy is potentially flighty, which is why we have a mental pinball machine going on right now. Kind of like a hummingbird, flip from here to there, and everywhere type of an energy, or a butterfly. Think of that fast, swift movement, Taylor Swift type of a movement. The twins are constantly talking. They are conversing. They are gathering information. They are weighing options. And they are also standing strong in the power and the presence of duality. They seek information in order to find new pieces of the puzzle and are never, ever afraid to see all of the aspects of a question, right? I want you to think of like multifaceted diamond vibes. That's Gemini to me. We're looking at all of the facets. We are seeing all the perspectives. And you're kind of in that, because they're twins and they're talking to each other, like, what about this? Okay, cool, but what about that? And then the other one comes back with, but have you even considered this? And it's kind of like this, let's gather all the information we need to make the right decision. Gemini, though, can get caught in the overanalysis paralysis, the stinking overthinking, the refuse to choose type of a vibration. Because they're seeing the world from this multifaceted perspective, they might get scared when making that choice. And that is where the Sagittarius Sun season rises up and gives us this opportunity to make that decision for where is our arrow actually going, though, yo. So Gemini, the shapeshifter of the zodiac, think Marilyn Monroe, think Johnny Depp, think my boy Prince, though. That is the kind of vibration that we're working with when you feel like you have 290 tabs open in your brain browser. And side bay, I don't know if I'm excited to tell you this or I'm embarrassed to tell you this, but I currently have 290 tabs open on my phone. I'm like, what? How did it get this far? How did it get this bad? How did I sink so deep into the browser hole? And 290 tabs open is a lot of brain power, boo. I'm talking to you. This brain power is being utilized for things that might not be pushing you into a forward motion, right? The air is flying everywhere. It's like a whirlwind, if you will. And Sagittarius fire, mutable fire, steps in and says, I got you, boo. I can be your hero, baby. I just Enrique Iglesias the shit out of your face. So there's that. Wasn't planning on that one. But it's like it's a shifty energy that is now being given a structure and saying, I love what you're doing and I love all of these pieces and people that you are gathering. All of this information is super rad fucking awesome. And where are we putting all of that information so we can actually understand it, so we can derive meaning from it, and we can create new skills from the experiences of gathering that information, right? I personally feel that the Sagittarius opposition actually, instead of being oppositional, they actually kind of complement one another. And take what you need, the rest you can leave always. But that's why I really enjoy this moon, because when you're with the Gemini vibe of the hamster in your headspace doing like the LMFAO, the every day I'm shuffling, that energy really, really craves searching for an adventurous structure and a way to take all those people and pieces that they've gathered to place them into a bigger picture puzzle. And that's where Sagittarius brings the Enrique Iglesias. The centaur, the bow hunting centaur, is the explorer, the Dora the Explorer of the zodiac. The mutable fire sign, fire meaning passion and action and motivated forward movement. When you bring the mutable air with the mutable fire, you get bigger flame to put a fire under your ass to make a bold move. The archer is always, always, always pointing their arrow to higher highs and truth-seeking vibes. And this arrow shooting energy has like a vibe of spiritual side quests and taking risks to make room for a deeper meaning and gaining knowledge and following what feels honest and motherfucking aligned for you in this moment in time and space continuum. The centaur asks where Gemini is like, what about this? And what about that? And did you even consider this? Centaur asks the bigger fucking question of, okay, what do you stand for though? Like we're caught up in all the details. Like the devil is in the details. Where do you really want to go? What do you really want to do, boo? And on this full moon is like a pivot moon for me. Right? So I just got out of shadow season and, you know, maybe this happens for you too, boo, but I'm just sharing the vulnerability of how I feel every year. The shadow season is like, oh God damn, that was some work. Work. Some work. Whatever Rihanna says, right? And the shadow work was the inner work moon. And this is the pivot moon in order to really start doing the outer work. And I know that winter is an inner work space, and we're kind of doing that, the work that no one sees type of an idea, right? And in the summer, we're doing all the outward work where it's hey, look at me, spotlight. This is what I created. Where the inner work of winter here in the Northern Hemisphere is the building and the planning and the creating the foundation for what we want to bring forth in the winter, into the summer months. I hope you understood that. Remix. Now, with every full moon, we have the opposition of energies pressing their personalities upon us. And this one, being that it's a pivot, you get to mix the air and fire vibes and ask this very important question. Gemini and Sagittarius are in a space to ask you this very important question. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? What is the best that could happen? For real. Simply the best. Better than all the rest. Rest in peace, Tina. Keep on turning with your badass. Keep on turning with your badass. This opposition, complementary opposition, creates a supercharged space for growth, for pivoting, for realigning, and for speaking your truth to yourself and the world. And speaking of supercharged, this is actually a super moon. On December 4th, Thursday, December 4th at 5:13, we are peaking in the super moon, the last full moon of the Gregorian calendar year. So everything with a super moon is turned up. It is turned up to 11. Keep on turning, Tina. Turn it up, Tina. I'm feeling the Tinas today, y'all. I'm feeling it. What's love got to do with it? Oh, what else did she say? Proud Mary, keep on burning. So we're rolling on the river. Get up, do. I actually did a dance to that song, and it was super, super cute. And I had like the shaky little fringe skirt, and I was shaking my Tina Turner ass, and it was awesome. And I don't know why I shared that, but I just had that visual, and I wanted to share it with you. So, but speaking of rolling, we're rolling. Let's keep rolling into what this push-pull oppositional axis, this complementary oppositional axis, if you will, could potentially feel like, and how do we use it to our advantage? Because remember what we're asking. what is the best that could happen? So Kokomo, when Gemini and Sagittarius mix their modalities, hold on, let me just take a big deep breath. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of word salad, witches. I got you. So when Gemini and Sag mix their modalities, we're being given a bigger motherfucking flame, right? Air and flame, air and fire. Poof. Poof. What do you need? This bigger motherfucking flame is begging you, begging us to seek information in order to expand, explore, and experience more. Yes, I said more. I said more, with a rebel yell. More. Ooh yeah, a little baby. Really my fucking idol, y'all. Where Gemini gathers pieces, right? Like we're talking about pieces. Gemini's like the tiny and Sagittarius is the big. And this is kind of the opposition that we're working with, right? With Gemini being pieces, think like opinions, facts, details. Then Sagittarius comes in as the bigger picture puzzle. So where Gemini is the pieces, Sagittarius is the puzzle. They're taking the facts and details and all of the opinions and creating meaning and understanding from it. New skills that we've gained from the experience, right? You become an expert through experience. Where Gemini is information, Sagittarius is wisdom and understanding. Where Gemini is noise, Sagittarius is truth. Where Gemini is scattered thought, Sagittarius is focused attention. Where Gemini is talking, Sagittarius is listening to understand. Where Gemini is options, right? All of these options, these multifaceted choices, Sagittarius is a focused, intentional direction. So while Gemini thrives on endless possibilities and the flitty feels of freedom, Sagittarius says, that's cool, boo. I see you. And that's fun for a while. Don't get me wrong. Having all these options and all this freedom, like that's super fucking fun for a while. A while. But Sagittarius wants to stop you right in your tracks, boo. Right in your triggity tracks and ask, where is your energy actually flowing? And also, where are you training your arrow to go, though? And if Gemini is the bushes and the trees and the birds and the bees, Sagittarius is the whole motherfucking forest. So it's time to think bigger. It's time to pull ourselves out of the details, and it's time to rewrite stories. Because I think that's the thing about Gemini, is because they talk to each other, right? The twins, so to speak. Because the twins consistently talk to each other, we're always telling stories. Gemini is the storyteller of the zodiac, the shape-shifting storyteller of the zodiac. That is why my rising Gemini loves podcasting, witches and wizards, because I like to tell stories and I like to share information and I like to give you facts and tidbits and details. But we meaning Gemini, in this earth sandwich of the full moon are feeling all of these energies, whether you are a Sagittarius or an Aquarius or whatever you are on the zodiac, you're feeling it anyway, because we as a collective feel the vibrations of the opposing axis of our full moon. We on earth are sandwiched between the moon and the sun. So we get to feel and plug into or release positive or negative aspects of the signs that we are being given to work with. That's why I love the cosmic timepiece. Now, this full moon with Gemini vibes illuminating what we potentially want to eliminate, the storyteller vibration of Gemini keeps saying the same things, or maybe gets stuck on loops, right? Think about the records that we talked about with shadows, right? We got to look at those records, that shitty jazz record that we want to fucking take the needle off the record. Those records that we are now aware of with this full moon in Gemini and a structured space of growth in Sagittarius, we now get to remix and rewrite them, We get to change our stories because guess what? You can. You motherfucking can. It is your power. It is your choice. Not only does magic stand for making a genuine intentional change, it also stands for making a genuine intentional choice. So if you feel that your Gemini chitty chat kitty cat talking is constantly stuck on loops of overthinking or doom scrolling or gossip bonding or comparison spirals or questioning your thoughts or over explaining or juggling tons of ideas, offerings, directions, content, right? These loops, belief structures and things that we tell ourselves on fucking repeat. Repeat. These loops don't bring us anywhere. And I'm really just talking to myself right now. I'm just being real. I'm really just talking to myself right now. These loops bring us nowhere except for a space of guilt and shame that nothing is getting done. And at the same time, like simultaneously, we are yearning for a solid path to move forward that includes clarity and purpose and an excitement, like that flitty in your belly butterfly style excitement. You know exactly which one I'm talking about. The scary risk-taking one that's like, oh my God, this feels dangerous. This feels scary, but I like it. It's turning me on. It's a kink, right? The unknown, although scary, the unknown is exciting because who knows what is going to come from it. But you have to say yes to it, right? You have to say yes to the universe. And you have to say yes to being a willing participant to rewrite the stories that you tell yourself every motherfucking day. Because I've already said it, boo. I'm talking to you. Words are powerful. That's why it's called spells. Spelling. That's why it's called spelling. Words are spells. So this is an excellent, just a fucking badass full moon lunation to clear your cache, to delete your cookies, to check into those 290 brain browser tabs that you've got open. And a lot of those are things that aren't even yours anymore. Like I guarantee, and this is how it goes in your brain, I guarantee when I look at these 290 tabs that I have open, which is going to be a release, hold me accountable, ladies and gentlemen, sisters and misters, witches and wizards, hold me accountable to this. I'm going to go through those 290 tabs. Oh my God, it hurts to say that. I'm going to go through them, motherfuckers. And I guarantee that I have tabs open from ideas and shit that I thought years ago that now I'm going to look at them and be like, what the fuck was this all about? Why did I even think this was a cool idea? Because I've changed. You've changed. We've changed. As a collective, we, you, I, us have changed. So look at those browsers, look at those beliefs, look at the shit that you are willing, that you give permission to allow. You allow yourself to loop in your brain every single day. And be okay with pressing the big fat X on that tab and saying, it's not mine anymore. I don't want to carry it forward. It ain't no thing, chicken wang. I don't want it. I don't want it. You can have it. Get it away from me. Because this is an excellent full moon and super full moon. So it's being illuminated. Everything else that we want to eliminate is being illuminated. Because your brain, my brain, could be, potentially is, in a mega overload moment. And it's time to sift through some of that rubble, right? You imploded, exploded, whatever you want to say. You did a tower moment with the shadow work. Good for you, boo. Good for you. And if you didn't, it's sitting there waiting for you. Whenever you're ready to clear space, to knock it down to the screws, let's shift through the rubble. Some questions that maybe you want to ask yourself during this full moon. Because we have this opportunity. We are given this opportunity. Some questions that you might want to ask. And also, when you ask yourself the question, or when I say it, if it stings a little bit, circle that one and start your full moon release right there. So which thoughts are stuck on replay? Mr. DJ, sump on the replay. Mr. DJ, won't you turn the music up? What beliefs are just noise or other people's script that you are keeping on loop. We are being over inundated with info-fucking-mation right now. I know I am. I don't know about you, boo, but I know I am. And you pick up, things and like, is your brain being used to gather, or is your brain being used as a garbage dump? Are you gathering information that is going to help you, or allowing garbage in your brain that is hindering you? So which thoughts are stuck on replay? Which ones are your actual beliefs, and which ones are just noise or scripts that you've heard from other people that you are just regurgitating because it fucking sounds good? What conversations maybe have you been avoiding? And why are you avoiding them? Because what change are you afraid of from having that conversation? What story about yourself are you fucking sick of telling? Ooh, just sick of telling it. Like, I just do not want to subscribe to that belief system anymore. Where does your mind go on autopilot, and are you consenting it to even go there? Or is it just the loop that you've got on replay, the record, so to speak, right? We already learned about records. Where are you ready to rewrite the script of who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? Are you willing to rewrite the script of who you think you are currently in this moment? What topic do you feel like you're drowning in, and how can you stop sending your energy to it? Right? Are you in the doom scrolling style? You're searching for cheap dopamine, so you're plugging into the doom scroll, and you are subscribing and drowning in someone else's energy and someone else's message, because that really, really leaks your vitality and leaks your essence. And the last question is, if words are spells, what have I been unconsciously casting for the last year? So during this mega moon super culmination lunation earth sandwich celebration, the Gemini Sagittarius axis is giving you permission. It's giving you permission to practice the art of making a genuine intentional change, of making a genuine intentional choice, to be honest about who you are now, and aim for something more real. It is giving you permission to be in transition, because it's totally okay, baby. You just did the shadow work, and now you're integrating, and now it's time to transition and transform and realign, right? This axis is giving you permission to rewire your mind and rewrite your story and repair your relationships with honest conversation, to realign your beliefs with who you are now in this moment in the time and space continuum. Because you can. You absolutely can do that. Yes. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, you can. Is that something? Where is that from? You can fly. You can fly. You can fly. That's what it was from. Peter Pan. We worked with maybe some inner child stuff and bringing to the surface the things we tell ourselves on the daily, the things we culminate on the daily, the information that we allow on the daily, being very cognizant, being very protective of our brain space, being very cognizant of what we are allowing into our brain to become our belief. Ooh, that was a download, and I just fucking felt that when I said it. Oh, that is such an awesome space to be given. What is the best that could happen if we were actually being very intentional with the information that we are consuming, that we are eating, and that we are regurgitating and spitting out to the world? How is the information you are gathering molding your message? Smack me in the face, why don't you, kitty? Yeah, I sure will. That is such a cool space to be given, to release information and release beliefs. And it might take some time, right? It's, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way. This is the way to turn your belief systems into what you now believe, rather than the version of you that used to be, chickadee. Ooh-wee. I can't wait to do that work. Dig it? Dig it. Okay. I think that was maybe a flighty, all over the place way of explaining what Gemini and the Sagittarius kind of vibes are giving you, boo. So let's move into some ways to plug in, some altar correspondence, and some mini rituals. But before I do that, as always, I'm going to give away our magic board winner. The Make a Genuine Intentional Change game board is available for every new and full moon. I release a bingo style board that looks fun and it's got a lot of color and it has multiple ways of plugging into the current lunation that you can utilize in your practice or not. But either way, just having an opportunity to do something in your practice, to practice your practice, because your practice looks exactly like you want it to, boo. But every single new and full moon, I release a game board that can help you to plug into the lunar energy in a ton of fun ways. Dig it? And any witch or wizard that decides to grab one of those for $3, holla holla at your girl, gets their name thrown in the witch hat for a 30-minute tarot reading with me. Me, Kitty D. And speaking of readings, before I announce the winner, I want to say a very quick shout out to those of you that have trusted me with your readings this past couple weeks since the last new moon episode in Scorpio. I want to say thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. So Amber Logue, Amber L, Deb Fairman, Tao Lee, Julie Gann, Janet Curry, Janet Curry, Candace Kelly, Nicole Mahoney, and Sarah Rose. Thank you for trusting me with your readings. My books are currently open. Gemini is, because it's all chatty, it is a phenomenal time to sink into divination. So if you'd like a reading, my books are open. And let's get that arrow pointing in the direction you want to go, yo. Magicismessy.com. Let's do some work. Work. I think I already sang that one already, but either way, work it. You better work, bitch. There, let's pull Britney Spears into the bitch. Boom. You better work, bitch. Okay, so the rad winner, I've got my little slips of paper. Are we ready? Brrr, drum roll, please. Brrr. Here it is. Mary Mejia. Mary Mejia. Proud Mary, keep on burning. Mary Mejia, you are the winner of a 30-minute tarot reading with me. Reach out and let's schedule that session, baby. All right. Cool. I've got you for just a little bit longer. If you need to take a break, I totally get it. Let's take a breathe break, Rich, just really quickly. Just breathe. Yeah? Okay. How about some altar correspondences? And I'm going to fly through these. If you need to pause, that's totally cool, boo. Or, you know what? Just re-listen. Listen twice. It's super nice. Listen twice. The altar correspondences for Gemini. Now, you can use these as like a big buffet. Do you need to use all of them? Absolutely not. I'll give you the correspondences for Gemini. I'll give you the correspondences for Sagittarius. And I'll also give you a correspondence if you just want to do a full moon altar. Cool. I got you, boo. So the colors for Gemini could be yellow, light blue, white, mint, or multicolor rainbow bright vibes. Fabrics and textures could be anything light and airy. Think chiffon, think soft cotton, maybe mesh, organza, something like that, right? What are fucking tutus made out of? Whatever tutus are made out of, right? They're airy. They have a lot of holes in them. So thinking of layered or pattern fabrics could be great as well. If you wanted to utilize some like clothing, accessories, or jewelry, like I said, layered outfits, mixed prints, maybe bold statement tops for Gemini. Accessories could be headphones. Think about headphones, right? You're listening, you're talking. Charm bracelets, maybe rings on both hands, because ambidextrous, being of both sides, the yin, the yang, the male, the female, the light, the dark. Jewelry with Mercury symbols, keys, tiny envelopes, any stars, moons, anything that might start a conversation. Like if you're waiting in the line at a store, your favorite local store, shop small, small business. A conversation starter type piece, stacked necklaces. Also, Gemini rules the throat chakra. So anything around the throat chakra as well, right? Bringing your message forward. I know Nessa just got a new witchy, Nessa Lame. Nice to see you, girl. Hey, how ya? Shout out. Happy birthday. She just got like a potion bottle tattoo, because she is saying loud and proud to the world that I'm a witch, and that is a conversation starter. Now, I'm not telling you to go to get a tattoo. I mean, I have all my witchy tattoos. I got a wand, I got a hat, I got a broom, I got all my zodiac signs. I got the Roman numeral 2 for rising Gemini. I got my Taurus sign. I got all of that jazz and all that jazz. I've got my Harry Potter, Lumos, and Nox. I've got all that. But anything that starts a conversation, because that's what we're all about, is starting conversations and gathering information and gathering pieces and people to put them in a bigger puzzle that fits the best with where we want to go. Yo. Okay, cool. Let's see. Foods. Let's go into foods for Gemini. Anything light, snacky, and shareable. Any fruit platters, maybe tea sandwiches, crackers and dips, some trail mix, or some brain style foods would be great. Some salmon, eggs, something along those lines. Omega-3s, chickadees. For herbs and spices, maybe herbs, you can use lavender, lemongrass, peppermint, chamomile, dill. Spices, ginger, cardamom, lemon zest, maybe curry. Anything to drink could be herbal tea, sparkling water, or citrus infused water. Let's see, what else? For crystals, call it to all my crystal witches out there. If you want to choose some Gemini crystals, you could use chrysocolla for self-awareness, clear quartz for clarity and amplification of your message, blue lace agate to tell the truth to yourself, be honest, and for gentle communication if we're having, if we're realigning relationships with difficult discussions and critical conversations, crucial conversations, maybe blue lace agate would be a good one. Aquamarine as well for honest expression. Sodalite as well for speaking your truth. And fluorite for mental organization and focus, because ping pong, the Gemini vibe is everywhere and all the places. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Roy Kent. Let's see. Flowers and plants for Gemini. You could use daffodils, lavender, baby's breath, chamomile, or daisy. Or maybe some airy plants. Think about ferns, spider plants, or a trailing pothos would be nice as well on your altar. If you wanted to work with any specific deities, babies, maybe you'd choose her. Maybe Loki or coyote vibration type of an energy. Those that are kind of tricksters, right? The Gemini is the trickster of the zodiac. So anything that brings up wordplay or duality, or anything that brings you like symbols of twins or symbols of shapeshifters, a symbol of messengers. Messengers meaning like books and letters and phones and keys and quills and pens and pencils, ooh-ees. Anything that symbolizes like a small bird or a butterfly. Maybe your microphone, like my podcast microphone is going to go on my full moon Gemini altar. Your notebooks, your journals. If you're starting a new journal, Lexi, I'm talking to you. If you're starting a new journal, you could put that new journal for the next Gregorian calendar year before we set our intentions with the new moon in Sagittarius. Put that on your altar and infuse it, or put it out in the moonlight and infuse it with all of those vibes. Put your moon water out. Also, high vibe reminder to put your moon water out. Here in the northern hemisphere, it might be a little bit cold, so put it on your windowsill maybe so it doesn't freeze, babies. Let's see. Or also put your phone. Like I said, your phone could be put on your altar, because even though it is a portal of chaos, let's be real, the doom scrolling portal of chaos, if you put it on your altar with intention, you can reclaim your power around your phone, right? Ooh, do a spell about that, baby. If that feels good, do it. Maybe you want to put a white candle and a black candle to symbolize duality, or putting pairs of things, right? Like bookends or mirrors or vases or anything with pairs. I know we just did that in Libra as well, but symbolizing the duality, anything white and light and dark type of a vibration. The Lovers is the tarot card, which symbolizes choice, making a genuine intentional choice, and relating to people honestly, being honest with yourself and then relating to others in that honest way. So putting the Lovers would be great. If you wanted to do any exercises and movements. So Gemini rules the lungs, the hands, the arms, and the nervous system. So if you wanted to do any hand or wrist stretches, finger taps, taking some typing breaks or mental breaks would be good as well. That That could be a light, playful movement for you, or doing like dance breaks, walking while the walk and talk type of a meeting, starting to do those instead. Or for your nervous system, any breath work focusing on lungs. So an extended exhale, maybe humming, lip trills, anything along those lines, which will give you more power in your lungs, or give your hands a break, or maybe some arm, maybe like a shoulder arm massage, that kind of a thing would be great for this moon as well. Dig it? Okay. Moving on to Sagittarius indeed. The colors for Sagittarius are deep purple, royal blue, indigo, rich orange, and burgundy. The fabrics and textures are wool, leather, denim, and woven textiles, or anything that feels travel ready, outdoorsy, adventurous, slightly rugged, right? Like wear your Camelback or your Tevas or whatever the hell, right? If you wanted to utilize some clothing or that type of a thing or accessories, jewelry, maybe boots, like I said, travel jackets, road trip outfits, bags, backpacks, passport covers, travel charms, if you have any travel charms, or jewelry with arrows, constellations, lapis, turquoise, or amethyst. Getting into crystals, amethyst is a good one for Sagittarius. It stands for spiritual wisdom. Turquoise is for protection on journeys. It is a travel stone, as well as malachite is a travel stone. Citrine for optimism and abundance, obsidian for deep truth and protection, and lapis lazuli for higher truth. Dig it? Okay. Foods, anything hearty and expansive, maybe roasted veggies, stews, grains, big shared meals would be great as well. Some herbs and spices. For herbs, you could use sage, rosemary, bay leaf, mugwort, or thyme. Spices are cinnamon, clove, black pepper, chili, nutmeg, and cumin. Or drinks could be mulled wine or cider, spiced tea, or a cacao ceremony if you'd like to pull in the sun season of Sagittarius. Let's see, flowers and plants, maybe some sunflowers, iris or hyacinth, or tall, fragrant herbs. Think rosemary bushes or sage shrubs on your altar. Some deities could be Zeus or Jupiter, which stand for expansion, luck, and thunder. Artemis, Diana for the bow and arrow, or that exploration type adventure vibe. Anything with a centaur, an archer, anything that is about seeking, or something about questing, side quests, or pilgrimages, or long journeys, or travel. Anything with, that vibration of arrows, or, any other symbols could be a compass, a map, a globe, an open road, a campfire, a bow and arrow, of course. Anything that symbolizes your expansive vision, or pics of your dream locales or adventures you've already been on, that kind of a thing. The tarot card is Temperance, which stands for alchemy and integration and creating meaning from what you are doing, right? Temperance to me is moderation. What you're pouring into yourself is what you're pouring into the world. And if you wanted to do any exercise or movement, Sagittarius rules the hips, the thighs. So taking any long walks, doing any hikes, some jogging, some bike riding, anything with a distance or a horizon in front of you would be great as well. Like you're going to a new horizon, your arrow is pointing to something bigger and better. Maybe any hip or thigh stretches, so lunges or the warrior pose, or the arrow pose, when you stand, draw a bow, and release your arrow with intention. Dig it? Like I said, you can pick one or two elements from each, like the Gemini Moon, the Sagittarius Sun. Also, if you want to do a full moon altar, you could use silver, white, flowing fabrics like satin or anything reflective, because the reflection of the moon, the reflection of the earth is what the full moon is. The light of the sun is reflecting off of the earth, and that's what is illuminating the full moon. Maybe bowls of water, some mirrors, some shells for Cancer vibration, circles, cups, maybe the moon or high priestess tarot card would be great as well. Maybe some moonstone, some labradorite, some clear quartz. Yeah, so pick one or two elements from each. You don't have to do all of them. That's for damn sure. Do what feels good. That's what we're all about. Do what feels good to you, boo. That's what a practice is. It's yours, and it can feel however you want it to feel. But guess what? We're making it messy. Make it motherfucking messy. Because that's what's fun about it, is making it messy. Okay? All right. Like I mentioned, we usually have some micro spells. So a lot of our micro spells or our plugins are on the Magic game board. You can find that at magicismessy.com. It's $3. And if you sign up for one or if you download one, it's an instant download. If you download one, your name is going to go in the hat for a 30-minute session with me, a tarot reading, ooh-wee, kitty-dee, kitty-dee. All right, some daily micro spells. I'll just give you a couple. And all of these are on the game board, by the way. The 2-minute breath, the 2-minute truth breath. Maybe once a day you want to inhale slowly and do a long exhale. And on that final exhale, whisper to yourself a sentence of truth, right? I exhale what's false and I inhale what's real, like a new truth that you are rebuilding, right? We're retelling the story and rewiring what we tell ourselves. So whispering one sentence of truth, a new truth that you are carrying with you into the next Gregorian year. Maybe a text as spells, because words are spells. Texts are spells too. So be on the observant or beyond the beginner mindset type of a vibration and sending one intentional message a day, either a check-in with a friend or something of gratitude. Maybe you need to text a boundary, or maybe like if you've been putting off a text or putting off a conversation, like an honest reply. And maybe if text isn't strong enough or isn't powerful enough, creating the conversation, creating space for the conversation. And really, I'm just telling myself that because I know exactly the conversation that I have been avoiding like the plague. And I know that it's going to come to light and it's going to illuminate and it's going to be a humdinger. It's going to be a bish, but it's got to be had no matter what. It's got to be had. And that's the thing about Gemini full moon is growth happens with the scary conversations, either with yourself or the world around you. So have that conversation and, set an intention before you press send. Maybe we'll create a different space of what it means to text and utilize our words, but a text to spell might be a good thing to add to your practice. Maybe an arrow of the day attention to the intention, the arrow of the day, paying attention to the arrow that you're sending that day. That's a super Sagittarius vibe. Maybe today my arrow points towards, and then, what do you want it to point towards? Honesty, creativity, connection, rest. And then in the evening, go back and say, did the choices I made today follow that arrow? Did I make a genuine intentional choice to follow that arrow into change? Maybe you want to do that mental tab audit. And that's a very Gemini vibe thing to do. I already mentioned that I'm going to go through my 290 brain browser tabs. Blah, blah. Ask yourself what thoughts that you continuously loop and write them down. And then cross out which one doesn't feel right at the time. And keep doing this, right? It's always going to be maybe 3 thoughts. What 3 thoughts keep coming up in my brain right now? And where can I rewrite them? That's you editing your inner spell book. Where can you rewrite them? Maybe you do a clothing or jewelry talisman, right? Choose a ring or a necklace or a pair of earrings, right? Duality, thinking of pairs, as your communication talisman. And when you put it on, saying to yourself, when I wear this, my words are clear, kind, and always aligned. Maybe you want to hold it with you or touch it while you are having hard conversations or before you have hard conversations so you can set your boundaries and really stick with your truth and open your heart chakra or throat chakra and heart chakra, right? It's a big conversation. The doorway spell. Every time you step outside, inhale and think curiosity. And every time you exhale, think direction. Curiosity and direction. Curiosity is Gemini, direction is Sagittarius, right? Every time you go through a door, think curiosity and direction, because then it becomes a spell where every threshold you step through is a tiny ritual and a tiny way of saying to yourself, I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to aim where I know I want to grow, flow, and go. Yeah? Or maybe a nightly lunar reflection would be a good one too. Each night, say, today I notice my mind doing, and then tomorrow I choose blank instead. Or, gratitude rituals, things like that. Just take a mini micro movement moment for yourself. Yes? Yes. Okay. Now, some maybe bigger rituals, and then I will let you go, Kokomonis, because your energy is so, so extremely precious to me. Thank you for spending your time with me. My name is Kitty. You are awesome. This is the Magic is Messy podcast. The ritual that I would like for you to bring forward, if you choose, if it feels good, awesome, take what you need, the rest you can leave, is the both and truth party ritual. Dig it? Where can we find our truth that might seem oppositional, but making room for both and? It's not or but. It's both and. I'm scared and I'm ready. I don't know and I'm still going to take an action towards it. I'm still gathering info and I'm relying on faith to bring me where I need to go. How do you feel oppositional, and how can you change it into both and? Because both truths can be real. Both truths can be honest. So doing a little both and ritual, maybe if we feel a little stuck in the muck, whatever, like, yes, I'm scared and I'm ready. And is such a powerful word, and it's one of the most used words in our English language. And opens roads, and brings possibilities, and brings you opportunity and a bigger facet to look at, right? Looking at all of the possibilities rather than just beelining towards one. So the both and ritual. And then the last ritual I have for you, sisters and misters, is called Mental Inbox Zero. And this is like a full moon release. And the theme of it is to clear your mental clutter and retire. Not just rewire, retire outdated stories and beliefs that are no longer yours. Saying no to all those open tabs that were created from old versions of yourself. So first we set the space using air and fire elements. So choose a candle, yellow, white, pale blue, maybe the black and white to symbolize duality, whatever you prefer. And then we're going to get some incense or oil, which is also a very air element, maybe lavender, lemongrass, peppermint, frankincense. And then the items you're going to need are a pen, a scrap paper, journal. You can even place your phone. Like I mentioned, you can even place your phone on the altar as a reclamation move, or you can take these notes on your phone and maybe use them as your wallpaper, or, how are you going to reclaim your power? And then it's optional, but opening a window or fanning some air around with a feather to also pull in that air element. And the thing you're going to do is you're going to brain dump. And I already kind of asked this throughout this whole session that we've been through, is what is swirling in my mind right now? What is really going on in my brain? And write everything down, right? Worries, loops, scripts, your scripts, other people's scripts, resentments that you're holding, unfinished conversations, right? Like I should have said this. Just write it all down. Write all of the word salad that is just swirling in your brain space. And then go back through and name those loops, right? What are these thoughts that are on repeat that have no resolution? And what, like I already asked, what thoughts are on autopilot? When you go on autopilot, where does your mind go? And are you consenting your mind to even go there? And what are the scripts about who you are, right? Let's look at the belief systems about how the world works, or how you're being treated, or who you are, right? I always mess this up, or no one ever listens to me, or I'm never going to do it right, or no one cares what I want or what I have. No one wants what I have, blah, 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 blah. Because these are not sacred truths, by the way. These are just old spells that you've outgrown. So pick up on the old spells. And, kind of zoom out a little bit. That's what the big picture puzzle of Sagittarius is, giving us an opportunity to explore and kind of zoom out, to look at the details and look at the minutia of the words that we tell ourselves and that we allow through our brain piece on a daily ritual basis, right? What spells are you casting that you might not even know you continue to cast, boo? Okay. And then it's up to you to release them. On a clean sheet of paper, write your top 3 to 5 loop stories that you are ready to retire. We are not even rewiring them at this moment. We are retiring them because they old, they dingy, they dirty, they gross, and they are not aligned with who you are right now. Then on that sheet, you're going to write your loop stories, right? And then you're going to tear it up, burn it, fire vibe. And then under the full moon in Gemini, you're going to say, if you choose, take what you need, leave the rest, always. Under this full moon, I release loops that drain my vitality. I choose thoughts that point my arrow towards what is real and right for me. Let's say that one more time. Under this full moon, I release loops that drain my vitality. I choose thoughts that point my arrow toward what is real and right for me. Yeah? Okay. Then here comes the rewire part. You're going to write the new script because even if you got rid of it, now we get this open energy space to rewrite it. In your journal or your piece of paper or your little book or wherever you do all your moon jazz, write 1 to 3 forward moving truths. Right? My brain is a gateway, not a garbage dump. I let my curiosity be my calling. My truth deserves to be heard, and my voice is strong to portray my message. Whatever new spell you want to say, baby, let's write them down. And if you want to pause right now, awesome. Let's just take those moments because you're being given such a rad opportunity to rewrite and realign and rewire and re-engage your belief systems and who you believe yourself to be and who you want to show up as and what is new and true for you right now, boo. Yes? Okay. Because the full moon in Gemini isn't asking you to have a flawless script. It's asking you to tell a story that's true to you or truer to this version. Right? So let Gemini ask the questions and let Sagittarius aim your arrow towards the answer. Let the full moon light up places where your thoughts, your words, and your beliefs are ready to evolve. And let them evolve, and let's do this before the new moon of Sagittarius, because then we can set intentions for the new year coming up. We can set our arrow when we are really clear on who we are now and what we believe and what we want and where we want that arrow to even go, though. Because your mind, baby, oh God, Jesus, goddess, man alive. Your mind is such a powerful tool, and you are allowed to change it. You are allowed to update your operating system, your beliefs. You are allowed to rewrite the story of who you are and who you're becoming. So if this episode landed for you, that's really all I've got for you, boo. But if this episode landed for you, I would love to hear from you. I challenge you to reach out. I challenge you to communicate. Leave me a message on Spotify. Leave me a DM. Share your altar with me. Share your tarot spread. Book a reading. Let's rock and roll. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to exchange energy. I'd love to meet your personalities and keep tabs on you and see what you're doing with our readings. And if you want to keep doing this work, join us. Join us in Coven. Join us in Circle. And join all the messy magic that we are weaving together. We have so much cool shit coming up. And I know I keep saying that, but I promise it is being made. It is in the works. And I don't want to tell you what it is because I don't want the cheap dopamine hit. But I promise, the 1 year witch coven is coming soon. We're going to start bringing people into that kind of collective community. We're going to be starting some chats. We're going to be starting a whole bunch of cool rad vibe shit because my rising Gemini is ready. It is ready to run. Yeah, did I just do the chicks right there? I think I did. I've been learning Goodbye Earl for my band, so I guess I'm on a Dixie chick. Is it the Dick? No, it's the chicks. It's just the chicks. The chicks vibe. But under this full moon in Gemini, ladies and gentlemen, sisters and misters, witches and wizards, I want to say thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I know I say it often, but I can't tell you how grateful I am that you are listening, that you are sharing, that you are supporting, that you are vibing, that you are reaching out. So I challenge you to become a part of something bigger than yourself. Rewire your beliefs, change your mind because you can. It is time to pivot. This moon is giving you permission to pivot. And under this full moon in Gemini, may your questions be curious. May your truth be kind. And may your words be spells that serve the life you are calling in. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your time, your energy, and your vibe. My name is Kitty. You are awesome, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next episode. Thank you, thank you, thank you.